Alright, so I'm going to show you my presentation for my classroom project for Dr. Joni Monroy at Heritage University. And this is how I'm going to do digital learning. I mean, this will work for a physical classroom setup in some aspects, but it may not. It'll work for a physical classroom setup in some aspects, and other aspects it'll work for a digital classroom setup. But I think it's better geared toward a digital classroom, and you'll see why. So let's go ahead and start this presentation. I'm going to go ahead and close that. All right, so let's start this presentation. I think this is my classroom design. I will use this as a physical setup, but I think this will be really good for distance learning. And you'll see why here shortly. This is an assignment that I did for where I'm going to get my master's in teaching at Heritage University in Toppenish, Washington. And my teacher, Dr. Joni Monroy. Shout out. What's up? All right, so let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and hit play. Gotta hit play at any point here. Let's just watch me struggle. Oh, duh. Okay, so if you're looking at Google Slides, if you want to present, it's up in the upper right-hand corner, and you can start the presentation. So in the very beginning of this, I did a little animation to make it kind of fun, kind of interesting. These animations take a lot of effort, just so you know. So I only did it for like the first slide, but it was fun. It's fun to do, and I think it will make it kind of fun and interactive. So let's go ahead and click to go to the next slide. So my little guy here. What's up, class? Ready to see our classroom? Follow me. He's walking. It's closer, a little awkward to be close. Oh my gosh. What is going on with the camera there? All right. So here we go. This is the front of the room. You see, I have a cultural differentiation here with all the languages saying welcome to the classroom, because I want to welcome everyone from every walk of life, every culture. Class rules. Okay, guy, I see you. Class rules here. These are super generic, but generally I will work with my class to put the rules together so we can talk about collaboration with the rules, and my students will have buy-in in the rules that they created with me. This little virtual board here I actually made out of shapes in Google Slides, so I'll show you how that's possible later on down in the slides. And if you want a tutorial about how to make shapes, I can do that separately, because it kind of adds like a unique spin to your classroom. Let's go to the next here. I have a calendar here, and what I would like to do with this calendar is make it interactive and link to like possibly like a shared Google calendar, or maybe an Outlook calendar. And then here, maybe this is like a little bookshelf, so we could link this to free online EPUB books, or free Kindle editions of books like Treasure Island, the classics. Or, whatever you can find that's available. Maybe something is good on Teacher Pay Teacher. We'll see. All right, so this is where it gets really interesting. Here I have my lesson plan, which is single-digit multiplication. And I have 6 strategies that we're using. So what's interesting about this is that when you click on one of the strategies, for example, array, which I've done here, it will take you to a separate page. And I have actually created this example myself because I wanted to make it interesting and kind of fun. So if you don't know, this is Steve from Minecraft, and you'll see that I've color chunked the 3 columns here, so 3 vertical columns, and the 4 rows, and kind of line them up here. 4 horizontal rows. 3 times 4 is 12. So that's an array. And the great thing about this is that if the student doesn't have access to technology, they can download, or they can have like a friend download it and print it. Likely I would like to be able to print it for them and send them home with like a packet of visual aids they can put up around their house, or have in a folder or something that they can easily reference. Okay, we'll go back. Let's take a look at the other strategies. Skip counting. It gives you a little preview here, but of course it'll open in a new window. And then that is relatively generic. So we have that. Let's go to repeated addition, because I made this one custom. I did this with Deadpool, so shout out to all you nerds out there. This is for repeated addition, and you'll see I did the color chunking again. 3 Deadpools per box, 4 boxes in red, with a red outline on the box, equals 12 Deadpools, 12 being purple, and then 12 as purple. Equal groups. This one was kind of fun. So I will actually show you the color chunked version of the equal groups, but this is just a start. This is Doge, which is a popular internet meme that a lot of kids probably already know. So there's 4 Doge in the box, 3 boxes, 12 Doge. Wow. I kind of modeled it after the meme to make it kind of more funny and interesting. And then, of course, I had to put V-Bucks in there because V-Bucks is a form of payment on Fortnite. And kids, for the most part, will probably know what that is because it's a huge pop culture thing right now. You can, obviously, you can use anything you want in here that would be relevant to your kids. So, there you go, equal groups. Number line, relatively straightforward here. I just added the boxes and the circle and the description, so that way it would make sense that you're skipping. It's a lot like skip counting, but it's a number line of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If you were to jump 3 feet and do so 4 times, you would have jumped 12 feet. And then I put together a fact family, which I looked at an example to use, but so there's my fact family. 3 times 4 is 12, 4 times 3 is 12, 12 divided by 3 is 4, 12 divided by 4 is 3, and all the 4s are the same color, all the 3s are the same color, all the 12s are the same color. And that's color chunking. All right, let's go ahead and move on. So we have visual aids in the classroom. This, I think, will be really helpful because this contains a lot of information, and it's also divided up by color, like shapes is green, and column type or grid problems are in blue, and they're all separated. But the beauty of this is that you can click on any of these things because the text is pretty small to read here, and it will take you to a new page where you can zoom in if you need to and print. And another thing, something that allows me to do this is I have actually uploaded the high quality images to my Google Drive via a shared link. So anybody that has the link, aka anybody that clicks on it within the PowerPoint, can access this slide on their own if they have access to a computer. So anyone with that link can access that. Do the same with all of these. More visual aids here. You can zoom in if you need to, print them, all that fun stuff. So moving on here, I now have more job aids that I found online, and this is actually not an image that I've hosted. This is an image I found online, so I'm able to link directly to it. And to do that, this is the specific URL of the image. So in order to get that working, you want to right click, and in the context menu, almost 100% of the time you'll see copy image location. That is the link you want to use every time to get directly to the image. Otherwise it'll take you to like a Google search result, which will be too small. And you want to make sure that you're using a high resolution copy so it can be easily viewed. All right, and then for cultural differentiation, I used a direct link to Google here. Which will pull up. Then you just hover and click the link, and there you go. It's right there. Next up is kind of a good combination of things. So this is going to be a good physical setup. I have a recycle bin, a charging station, which most people need nowadays, class supplies, and my idea is that with the class supplies, it's not just to borrow when you're in class. If you do not have these at home, you take them home. That's what I want. So I want you to have these supplies, not just borrow them. This is a safe space, no matter what, religion, gender identity, sexual orientation. I also believe Black Lives Matter, women's rights are human rights, no human being is illegal, science is real, and love is love. So, as part of my rules here, I have a place called the Cool Down Cove. And in a physical classroom, this will have cubicle walls on either side because I have ADHD and I get easily distracted by things visually and audibly around me, so I get overwhelmed. But this will allow for kind of like a darkened spot with walls so they can face the wall or face whatever way they want to. Put on these noise canceling headphones here, which is also, I built all this. And disinfect them every time with the Clorox wipes, of course. During COVID, we need to do this. And I have this visual aid of take a break strategies, which I have not yet created a separate web page for, but I'll just go ahead and maximize them here. So take a break strategies, they can drink water, get to a new space, count, listen to music. Any of those things would be helpful for them to just kind of separate themselves from the current situation, just take a break. Because, you know, that is sometimes needed. And to get that back there, I just hit Control-Z twice, which is undo, undo. Just in case you're looking for a method like that. Now we also have the Mindfulness Gallery, which will be primarily for online, but it could be used in a classroom as well because these are live links. So this will take you to a daily calm, 10-minute. Of course, in the earlier grades, you can use count to 100, which is a great way to exercise and get your mind flowing. 2-minute mindfulness flow by Go Noodle. 2-minute meditation, and then some kid yoga. That's fun. And another thing I'd like to do is there's going to be a time in the week or in the day or at some point where kids just really need to decompress. And so I've created a secret room. And the secret room here is the Gryffindor Common Room from Harry Potter. So, achievement unlocked. You've earned some free activity time to let your brain relax a bit. So I have cool math games, which of course you know maybe has 3 math games on it, but mostly just fun games. ABC Pop Tropica, ABC Mouse, and my favorite Nitro Type. And I'll tell you why Nitro Type is my favorite, because A, it's fun, you get to flex with your favorite cars, and you can race the teacher, or you can race me. And I've actually done this before. I've raced students and they think it's really fun. It makes them want to play my Nitro Type. And one kid ever has beaten me, and it was very impressive. So it's just like a fun thing to get involved with when you're gaming with the kids, but in an educational way. So let's take a look at my classroom layout. Here. So again, all the tables here I built with clip art, or not clip art, but with shapes. Chairs I built with shapes. See how they're all in kind of disarray and random orders? That's because they're individual pieces. So you can change them. You can change them, put them in whatever format you want. And I made them facing all directions. I can make more facing more certain degrees if needed. And then in these teams we have Team Fortnite, Team Minecraft, TikTok, YouTube, Supreme, and NASA. So yeah, if you see, I can move these out. They can be put basically wherever. Here's a smart board that I built, which I'm hoping will have some, or probably what I'll scale to later is put on some interactive items. I have the nice wood floor here, and to get the wood floor in the background here, you just you can go to format while you're in Google Slides. I mean, not format, but insert while you're in Google Slides, image, and then search the web, and you can search for, I don't know, like wall texture or floor texture. I just searched for wood floor. Right there. And you can just drag it over into the slide and then maximize it to fit correctly. Or texture, wall. Boom, like that. You can pull it over. There's a lot of stuff you can do with this, with Google Slides. It's crazy the amount of options you have to make your classroom really interesting. Let's see. So we got that. Another thing you can do is if you're looking for a specific item, like for example, in an earlier slide that I used, I have this bookshelf that doesn't have any background. Oops. Control Z that. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this to the front and just show you. So this doesn't have any background, so it's basically, it looks like it could be a world, obviously not real, but it fits into the scenery well because it has no white borders. And you can do this by searching like bookshelf transparent, and you can get basically a myriad of options here. So I'm just going to take the slide where I have listed the groups. See? And you can see the text behind where the white border would normally be, so it's helpful. I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. Here's my workshop. This is where I created the shapes. As you can see, I have chairs that I've created individually. You can do a lot here. Like you can right click and you can ungroup and then change the colors of the pieces, or you can double click so it shows a little box here, and then you go to fill and you can change it. So I just changed the seed to purple, depending on how you want to do that. It's up to you, OVS. You change the fill color here, red tabletop. You have a lot of options to what you can do. And I'll show you the color chunked versions I edited later. So we have the Doge, 4 Doge per box, 12 Doge, 3 boxes, all in red with the red outline. 4 Doge, all the Doge are blue. And if you don't know what Doge is, please look it up. You will have a good laugh, probably. And 12 Doge. Or you can go to knowyourmeme.com and look up Doge. Know Your Meme is a great resource for adults who are not in the know. Trust me. Alright, so we have equal groups, and then we have Minecraft Steve, Deadpool, Numberline, Fact Family, Skip Counting and Numberline, basically very similar. And then here I have a lot of the images that I pulled over just for my own reference. And that is it. If you have any questions or any requests of things that you would like to see in a tutorial, please let me know, and I will be more than happy to make a new video or tutorial for you. Anyways, my name is Eric, and I hope you enjoyed this and found this helpful. Have a great day.